Year 7, today we're moving to the next process when we're dealing with decimals. We've done multiplying by powers of 10. We've even done multiplying decimals by decimals. Make sure you keep on top of that work. But today we want to do dividing decimals by whole numbers. Of course, straight after multiplying comes dividing, working backwards, you might say. There's 3 straightforward rules. First rule is rewrite it as a short division. The second rule is line up the decimal points. And the third rule is add zeros if needed. Those are the rules. I find it for myself much easier if I can actually do an example and see what it means. So my first question, hopefully you can actually work out an answer to this question. 10 divided by 4. All right? You should know it's halfway between 2 and 3 because 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 10 is halfway in between, so it should be about 4.5. But let's use what this says to work it out. Firstly, rewrite in short division format. So, that's my short division format. Secondly, line up my decimal point. So I'm just going to put the decimal point at the end for now. I don't know whether I'm going to need to go beyond it yet. We then work it out. 4 goes into 1 0 times. And it becomes 10. 4 goes into 10 twice. Put my decimal point. Oh, I've got 2 left over. So I need to put a 0. It says add zeros to the decimal being divided if needed. That's what we've just done. And I know that I had 2 left over. Because 4 into 10 goes twice, but that's 8 with 2 left over. 4 goes into 20. How many times does 4 go into 20? 5 times. Is there anything left over? No. Good. So our answer is 2.5. So that's how it works. We roughly could guess that's the answer. Now you can see it in practice. So let's look at the next one. The next one, 6, and it's the number that's divided by goes out the front, don't forget that, into 0.018. Unlike multiplying where we take all the decimals away, with this one, leave it. Now, 6 goes into 0, 0 times. Always put a 0 before the decimal point. 6 again goes into 0, 0 times. 6 goes into 1, 0 times. And I've got 1 left over. 6 goes into 18. How many times? 3 times. Thank you. Good work. So my answer is 0.003. Straightforward so far, isn't it? All right. Question 3. This one looks a bit more challenging and it will go a bit further. So we've got 8 into 2.66. This is the first step, rewriting in short division. Always remember the second number is the number that goes out the front. 8, does 8 go into 2? No, it doesn't, so it's 0. Put down my decimal point, 2 left over. How many times does 8 go into 26? Yeah. It does, that's right. Do you know what's left over? 2 is correct. Oh, that looks very familiar. I've done this one before. 8 goes into 26. How many times? 3. Oh, but I've still got 2 left over. And this is where add zeros to the decimal being divided if needed. I need to add a 0. So now I can do 8 into 20. How many times does 8 go into 20? It is, that's right. It goes in 2 times. Notice how my numbers are nice and neatly lined up. I'm going to need another 0 because what's left over when I do 8 into 20? 4. Good work. So now I've got 8 into 40. How many times does 8 go into 40? 5 times. Good work. Is there anything left over? No, that's it. So now I've got the answer of 2.66 divided by 8. My answer is 0.3325. Each time we've followed 3 steps. 1, we've rewritten in short division. 2, We've lined up the decimal points. Notice how my nice neat working means my decimal points are always lined up. And 3, in the first and third questions where we needed to add zeros, we did. Second question we didn't need to because it worked out nicely in the end. That's how we do division by whole numbers, Year 7.